Hello, dear community. My name is Günther Endres, and I invite you to join my interview with Regina Brandt. Welcome, Regina.
Thank you, Günther. Great to be with you and all the viewers.
My other interview partner is Jan Bellermann. Welcome, Jan.
I'm delighted to be with you, Günther.
Today, we are diving into something truly unique, the Executive Circle, a program from the Conscious Leadership Academy. Let's start with the big picture. When I first read about the Executive Circle, the phrase that caught my attention was where collective wisdom sparks leadership breakthroughs. That's quite a promise. Regina, what exactly is the Executive Circle?
Yes, it's quite a promise. And that's a great place to start. The Executive Circle is a year-long immersive program for senior leaders. And we are talking about C-suite, board members, people leading at higher levels of the organization. And what makes it different is that it is intentionally limited to just 5 participants.
Just 5 participants. That's a very intimate setting, right?
Yes, it is, exactly. And that's by design. We create what we call a wisdom circle, a safe and confidential space where leaders can bring the most pressing challenges and the ones they can't easily discuss in their boardroom or with their teams. The higher leaders rise in the organizational ranks, the fewer are the safe spaces where they can be vulnerable and say, I don't know, or to explore the questions that keep them up at night. And these leaders are expected to have all the answers, but the reality is that for the most of the important questions, the collective intelligence of the group can help tremendously to find them.
So it's not a traditional training program where you are taught frameworks and models.
Not at all. It's a peer-to-peer learning journey. Jan and I will facilitate it, and the real magic comes from the group itself. Each person brings usually a decade of leadership experience from different industries and also different perspectives. And when you combine that with deep listening and a structured, guided reflection, you get insights that no consultant or executive coach working on a one-on-one basis can provide.
This sounds like it's designed for a very specific type of leader. Jan, who is this program really for?
Yeah, great question, Günther. We would like to invite senior leaders who are at an inflection point. So they might be facing a particular complex challenge, or they are transitioning to a new role, or they simply feel that their current leadership approach isn't serving them anymore. And very important, they must be fully committed to attend all sessions because the group relies on them. They must be passionate about their personal growth, and they need to value confidentially and candid feedback. They also need to be willing to be vulnerable with their peers.
That last point, vulnerability, that's not so easy for senior leaders usually, isn't it?
Yes, Günther, that's not the case. Yeah, our experience is, on the other hand, when one leader has the courage to be truly authentic about how they are struggling, this automatically gives permission to everyone else to do the same. And this is where the real transformation happens. In the group, we are also looking for some diversity. So we were looking for different age groups. We are looking for different industries. We are looking for a different leadership style and perspective. So it might be that you find a CEO from a tech startup working hand in hand with a bank director and a manufacturing executive. And this diverse mix of experiences and ideas has proven to be incredibly powerful.
So if I'm a senior leader and I commit to this, what am I actually signing up for? Regina, can you please walk me through that journey?
Of course. We know that senior leaders are having packed calendars and nonstop pressure. and the days that executives come together for a full week are definitely over. But transformation topics need to be addressed timely and not in between daily operational firefighting. So what we do is we invite senior leaders to relax and pause for just always one day to explore the questions that really matter to them right now. And to ensure the evolution of participants over the time, this program runs for 12 months and also consists of 4 growth cycles. So each cycle follows a specific rhythm, and you start by preparing a real leadership challenge that you're facing, not a hypothetical one, it should be real, or something that's generally keeping you up at night. And when we come together for a full day in-person retreat, we explore this challenge then together. And we host the in-person retreats in Germany, near Munich, at a very beautiful, tranquil former Hofstadt, surrounded by nature, because the environment matters too. Since we are asking people to slow down and to step away from the noise of their daily lives to dive deep.
And what happens during these retreats?
Yeah, what I can say, each participant presents their biggest challenges, and this is where it gets magical. So we don't jump into problem solving. So instead, we are using what we call multidimensional feedback. The group explores the challenge through different lenses. So we are using emotions, we are using body sensations, metaphors, intuition, and of course, rational logic. Because when you're stuck on a problem, it's usually because you're only seeing it through one of these lenses. And in this circle, you gain deep insights by applying these multiple intelligences. And these insights, then they get multiplied with the collective wisdom from all your trusted peers. And the magic happens. Suddenly you see options that weren't visible before.
Wow. And after the retreat?
Yeah. So after the retreat, participants write a short reflection paper, why, to crystallize their insights. And then each participant has one one-on-one coaching session, either with Jan or myself. And there we help you to translate those insights into action. Between the retreats, we also have some virtual peer meetings where participants can share their progress, where we celebrate breakthroughs, and where they also can get additional support if needed. So in total, each participant is getting 4 in-person retreat days and 4 individual coaching sessions, and we also have 5 virtual meetings over the year. And more importantly, they are also gaining a trusted circle of peers who truly understand what it is like to lead at your level or their level.
Very interesting. Yes. Thank you, Regina. There are lots of executive development programs out there. Jan, what makes the Executive Circle fundamentally different from those?
Yeah, I think there are 3 main differentiators. First is we are not teaching you something like the habits of highly transformational leaders or any concepts like that. What we do is we facilitate a safe space where your own wisdom and the collective wisdom of your peers can emerge. And the second thing is we work with real challenges in real time. So you're not analyzing case studies or talking about hypothetical scenarios. You're bringing actual dilemmas you're wrestling with. So maybe it's a difficult board situation, it's about conflicting values or disagreements about strategy. And you always get the best support from peers and the facilitators to find breakthrough solutions. And the third is the time horizon. This is a year-long program, a year-long journey. And the real transformation doesn't happen in a weekend. It happens through continuing reflection, experimentation, feedback, and sometimes course correction. And through this, I would say we create a container for genuine growth.
And I would also like to mention that we explicitly work also with what participants are unlearning, not just what they are learning. Because at the senior level, usually you have accumulated a lot of success patterns, but some of the patterns might now be restricting you. And we help you to see and release those patterns.
Regina, can you give an example of what someone might need to unlearn?
Sure. I think the best example is probably I need to have all the answers. Many executives got where they are because they were the smartest person in the room and they knew how to solve problems quickly. But at a certain level of complexity, this approach doesn't work any longer. And you need to be able to hold and also be comfortable with uncertainty. And simply to be able to ask better questions rather than to provide faster answers. And that's a profound shift, I would like to say, and requires unlearning of deeply ingrained habits.
Thank you, Regina. So if I invest a year of my time and, let's be honest, a significant financial investment, what can I expect to take away, Jan?
Yeah, that's the question every executive asks, and of course, rightly so. Let me break it down into 3 levels. Number 1 is you will gain clarity on very specific challenges. So you not just any solution, but a solution that aligns with who you are, with your values, your long-term vision, and not just what's functional. The second thing is you will develop a very different quality of leadership presence. So our participants consistently report that they become better listeners, that they can hold complexity and uncertainty with much more ease, that they are less reactive and much more responsive. And these are not small shifts. They are a fundamental change of how you show up as a leader. And the third is about relationships, I would say. You will leave with a trusted circle of peers who will be part of your support network for many years. In our experience, the relationships formed in our circle often become some of the most valuable relationships participants have. Because when you have been vulnerable with someone, when you have supported others through their challenges and they have supported you through yours, you definitely create a bond that's rare in a leadership's life.
Yeah, and I would like to add that you also gain an innovative methodology because you learn how to access the collective wisdom. You learn how to create spaces for deep dialogue, and you also learn to integrate different forms of intelligence into your decision making. And these are the skills you can bring back to your teams, your organizations, and you can apply them there as well.
So it's not just about solving 1 or 2 problems, it's about fundamentally upgrading your leadership operating system.
Yeah, that's a very nice way to put it. Yes.
Thank you. Jan, if someone listening and thinking, this might be exactly what I need, what's the next step?
Yeah, because we only have 5 spots available, the application process is intentional. So you start by registering on our website, you complete a questionnaire, then one of us will reach out to schedule a 20 minutes interview. And this isn't about gatekeeping, it's about ensuring the mutual fit. So we want to make sure you are ready for this kind of deep work and that the group can rely on your contribution. And I think the applications close on the 15th of December, Regina?
Yes, they do. And the first session, our online kickoff, is on January 30th, 2026. And then our first in-person retreat is on February 19th and 20th. We meet already an evening before and start with a group dinner and networking before we dive into the in-person retreat for one entire day. And what's important, again, is you're committing to show up for all sessions. This is not negotiable because the safety and the trust of the group and the variety of perspectives depend very much on everyone being consistently present.
I see. This has been fascinating. Thank you. Before we close, I'm curious, what would be one thing you hope listeners will take away from this conversation?
Yeah, for me, it's if you are a senior leader and you feel isolated, if you feel like you're supposed to have all the answers and you are exhausted by that burden, I can tell you, you are definitely not alone. And I can also tell you there is a better way because the collective wisdom is real and it's available to you.
Yeah, and I would like to add that leadership at the highest level doesn't have to be lonely. In fact, your best thinking, your most creative solutions, and also your most courageous actions are often do not emerge in isolation, but in relationship with trusted peers who truly see you and also who challenge you to grow.
Wonderful. Thank you both for sharing your wisdom with us today.
Thank you, Günther.
It was a pleasure to be with you.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us. If this conversation sparked something in you, you will find all relevant information below this video. Thank you and bye.